I absolutely love daily trainers. There's so much hype around carbon plated shoes, speed day shoes, and all of that. But there is nothing better on your feet than something to just go get miles in, feel great, and just be comfortable. And ASICS Glideride Max is that shoe and now has taken the #1 spot for me as the best daily trainer of all time. Yes, you heard that right, of all time. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you the good. I'll explain to you the one thing that's a little bad in this shoe, and clearly you know I absolutely love the ASICS Glideride Max. Just some quick specs on this shoe before we dive in. It is not going to be the lightest shoe in your shoe rotation at 10.2 ounces for guys. 6mm drop. It has got an engineered mesh upper and 2 different foams. It's got the FF Blast Max, which is a new foam that is one of their softest, most responsive midsoles, is what ASICS calling it, as well as FF Blast Plus Eco, which is one of their lightest foams that they have, and it's 20% bio-based material. But the thing that I love about the Glideride lineup is its guide sole technology, which helps improve the toe off. I have put so many miles on Glideride 1 and Glideride 2, and this one also has that same technology, but for some reason it feels a lot smoother and a lot more responsive. I'm sure it has to do with the midsoles in it, but that guide sole technology really does help with the toe off. Even when your legs are tired, putting in some easy miles in these shoes, it is absolutely incredible. But that's just the specs. Let's get into what I absolutely love about the ASICS Glideride Max. So to start with the good, my all-time favorite shoe for the daily trainer category was the Nike Invincible version 1. Why? It was radically different than any other shoe that was out there. And it just was extremely comfortable. But its major drawback, anytime you tried to pick up the pace in that shoe, it just simply didn't work. It just felt clunky and kind of sloggy. But when I put on the ASICS Glideride Max, it has taken the Glideride group of shoes and made it significantly better. I have over 100 miles in this shoe, and I can confidently say it is the best progress that I've seen ASICS make in a shoe in a very, very long time. I have been a fan of the Glideride shoe. I had multiple versions of Glideride 1, I had multiple versions of Glideride 2, and then the change in Glideride 3, I wasn't the biggest fan. And so when I saw the Glideride Max come out, I had to take the opportunity to get a hold of them and give them a go. And let me tell you, with the introduction of this FF Blast Max midsole, it is a fantastic shoe that now not just is for your daily trainer, but when I've done some pickup miles in this shoe, it has performed absolutely phenomenally. One of the things that's unique about daily trainer shoes is they tend to not have that same energy return that you can get in your speed day shoes and obviously clearly your carbon plated racing day shoe. But the first run I took this shoe on, 20 miles, hovering around 20 seconds to 30 seconds slower than the marathon pace, which for me was around 640 to 650. And it didn't feel like sluggish or slow like most daily trainers or, everyday easy shoes. And I don't know if it's because of what ASICS describes as FF Blast Max as one of their most responsive foams ever, or what it is. But typically in this high of a stack height shoe, you just don't get that same response. But there was something about this shoe that was absolutely great, even when I picked up the paces. Secondly, the thing that I loved is they didn't deviate too much from what I loved about the Glideride. It just is so protective of your feet. And when you go out on your easy days, it is extremely comfortable. I don't think there's a more comfortable shoe out there than the Glideride lineup. But there was something that changed in that third iteration that I just didn't sit really well on my feet. But this new change that they've made with Glideride Max, it is the highest stack height I've ever run in, but it is beyond comfortable and has that same awesome toe off that you get with all of the other Gliderides. The second thing that I appreciate about this shoe is there is little to no slipping. I am talking complete perfect lockdown, extremely comfortable, extremely breathable upper. Yeah, it's a little thicker, potentially for those that live in those climates that are really, really hot or humid. But out here in California, these are just absolutely great upper. The other thing is, even though we're over 100 miles on this shoe, it barely looks like it's gotten any miles put on it. And so I'm guessing this thing is gonna last at least 400 or 500 miles and still be pretty darn comfortable and pretty darn responsive moving forward. Now, the one thing that was a little bit of a drawback for me, the shoelaces are short. I'm talking like quite a bit short. It's hard for me to get my runner's knot and to double knot them. So yeah, ASICS, give me a few more centimeters on those laces and this would be a 100 out of a 100 shoe for me. Yeah, small problem, but it's kind of annoying and I don't like going to chase down shoelaces, so I'll probably just sit here and deal with it. You clearly know I love this shoe. I've been a fan of the Glideride since the day it came out several years ago. Glideride 1, Glideride 2, awesome, awesome shoes. Glideride Max, this is the best shoe for your daily train that you can get. And there's one thing that's for certain for me. If I have to go and do a bunch of running on one of my work trips that doesn't involve anything at marathon pace, this is a shoe that's going in the bag for me.